Why are companies trying to utilize extraction shooters and make it the face of online gaming right now? This might be killing the industry. So we're talking about extraction shooters today, the genre where you drop in, scavenge gear, fight players and enemies, and then try to escape with loot before someone blows your head off and takes it all. First, there was Tarkov, then it was Hunt Showdown, and then there was also DayZ, and now it's Arc Raiders Marathon, and in the horizon, From Software's own Dusk Bloods game. So I wanted to go over my worries, my complaints, and honestly why this genre of gaming is dying, or it can be dead soon. Before we get started, like, comment, and subscribe. It helps out the channel a lot. I talk everything about gaming, so let's get into it. So why are studios suddenly obsessed with extraction shooters? It's simple: money and retention. Live service games keep players engaged and spending for months or years. Extraction shooters are almost perfectly designed for that. The permadeath loop creates an addictive tension that almost no other genre can match. It's very similar to the Battle Royale situation, but I don't know. Fortnite blew up during the Battle Royale situation, and all these companies wanted to do Battle Royales. Tarkov or really no extraction shooters blew up. So why is it that they're trying to make it the future of online gaming? I also don't understand why they keep making these games, because there is a problem. It's that most of them fail. Starting with Helldivers 2. Helldivers 2 is one of those, it was a phenomenal game. Like, you drop in, you have your buddies, you're all shooting. It feels like a full-on warfare against bugs or robots and now the Luminites. But there is one issue this game faced. A lot of people loved playing this game, including me. But after a week or a month, you start to realize that there's nothing to grind for. Sure, you can grind up, your upgrades, your stratagems, whatever. But at the end of the day, the only reason this game became playable were the Hellbonds. The Hellbonds were such a cool idea, except you have to pay for them. It is completely ridiculous the amount of money you have to spend on this game. There are so many Hellbonds that I would love to play as, but I'm not spending $100 on this game to get all of those. So essentially what they did with the Hellbonds was they made it like a micro battle pass, but for 20 seasons and on. Like, there's 20 Hellbonds that have, they have the police, they have sheriff stuff, they have cowboy stuff, they got Vietnam stuff. All this stuff is cool. They even just added the Halo thing, which is more than $10. It's $15. Then you have to spend the addictive grind. The addictive grind being you getting those war medals that you could spend on the battle pass. So essentially, if you did buy all of these, you would have to spend so much time grinding, making it such an addictive and boring process. And it took away from the gameplay completely, because after a while you start to realize that this game is just feeding on your wallet. And don't get me wrong, Helldivers was super fun, and I'm not trying to hate on the combat, the maps, the idea. It's phenomenal. It's so cool. But this game could have been 10 to 20 times more replayable and fun if they just cared about the idea of their customers. Not everybody wants to spend a ton of money on these micro battle passes. Now let's get into Marathon. And Bungie is a complete mess. These developers, they made Destiny, they made the older Halo games, but what happened to this company? It's ridiculous what has happened after Destiny 2. Destiny 2 just being a wasteland of microtransactions again, and paywalls, all that bullshit that's going on there. And when Arc Raiders started popping off as it did, Marathon came out. They were trying to be the first to this trend, and this trend was an awful trend to follow. So essentially, this game came out, maybe within a week. Nobody's talked about it. I remember when this game came out, nobody was talking about it. Not even reviews. There was nobody playing it, just the beta. And then once the beta was over, nobody bought this game. It's another situation. I really like the idea, the combat, the art style is phenomenal. I've seen so many edits on it. Super cool. But it's an extraction shooter. This ruined its own chances of succeeding. So yeah, again, you would just drop in, you would find maybe 2 players per match, and there was really no combat. You were just running around finding loot, and then eventually you would extract, and it's the most boring shit ever. Again, nothing to grind for, just You grab stuff, you leave, you have OP gear one time, and then you go into a match and you just obliterate everybody. How is this gameplay loop supposed to be addictive? I don't understand why extraction shooters are progressing in the way that they are. It's super weird to me. Now let's start about, kind of the start of it, but not really. Arc Raiders. Arc Raiders was fun. It was fun for a while. You had the Burnt Peanut streaming it. All the other Fortnite streamers came to this game. Super cool, super unique. You could talk in proximity chat like most extraction shooters. The community was fun to play against. And then it got invaded. It got invaded by most of the players just being toxic or annoying. And this just became super competitive. Again, you would just get into a game, you would get all this loot, and then once you're going to an extraction place, you would die, lose all your stuff, and then you would have to restart, and it's super frustrating. And this type of competitiveness does not cater to the casual gamer. Most people want to get home and play the video game to not get mad. I'm sure there's games like Siege where you would be throwing your controller through the window, but this game took it to a level where you're not progressing if you're losing. And most of the time, you are losing. About 80% of the time, you are dying. 20% of the time, you are extracting with just ammo and some seeds. Like some just fruit. I don't know. And this just ruined its own chances of succeeding, especially after these developers stopped updating the game. Most of these updates came out for, new seasons, new things like that, but they never really added anything beyond what they had. They never added new maps. They never added new enemies. They just kept the same formula and the same maps, the same everything, making a wasteland of no replayability at all. Another issue I had with this game is what you were grinding for. You would do all these missions, these side missions, whatever, and you would just get shit loot from them. Or you would be able to upgrade your workbench where you can craft a little bit more ammo. There's really nothing that caters to the replayability or the fun grind that we've seen in other MMO shooters and stuff like Destiny 2 or these are different genres, of course, but extraction shooters should cater to this idea of having a replayable system, so then players would want to come back. So now we are on to the Duskbloods. I personally am such a From Software fan. I've played all of the games. I've platinumed nearly all the games. I just need Dark Souls 3. And overall, I believe this game is going to be fun. I just think that it is so stupid how it is a Switch exclusive, and I want more players to be able to play this game. And I think that, it being a Switch exclusive sucks. Not a lot of people want to buy a Switch, and that's completely fair. I personally have a Switch, so I'm going to play it, and I am going to review it. And I'm excited for this game to come out. Again, I am a From Software fan. They always cook up a good game. Armored Core was great. Even all these side games, Sekiro, amazing. Just am worried that it's going to fail because it is a Switch exclusive and it's a From Software game that you're playing on a Switch and it's an extraction shooter. Kind of makes no sense. I know that Night Rain did really fantastic. I loved Night Rain. The boss fights were amazing. Again, it was a roguelike and they are experimenting, but I'm so confused on why they decided to go for an online extraction shooter game. And I know it's not exactly an extraction shooter because you're not shooting guns, of course, but it is an extraction looter game. You go into this game where there's other players that are, I guess, vampires within the Duskbloods IP or like story and lore, and you go in, you get loot, and you extract. So I have a lot of worries for this game, but the artwork, the art design, the lore, the monsters, everything just looks so good because it's From Software and they make fantastic stories and art, like just art. It's pure art what they make. So I'm just worried that this game is not going to succeed as much as it wants to, and it's very ambitious for them to even go this route. Anyway, that is my rant. I just wanted to talk about the situation that we are in currently with online multiplayer games. I do think it's really weird how Duskbloods is going that direction, especially because From Software is only really making single player games. I'm excited for it. It's going to be a good time, but at the end of the day, this is an issue. I don't understand why extraction shooters are getting so much focus and attention from companies and developers. Anyway, have a good one. Like, comment, and subscribe. See you guys.